C1music.fm, the familiar. It's your boy Deuce. We're definitely in the building. Now we do all day, every day. Start a little late. Just trying to get the troops all together tonight. We gonna start it off with some good music real quick. Then we're gonna chop it up and get into our show. Again, y'all know the number 805-399-1200. Definitely give us a call if you want to join in. The participant code is 105-431-pound. Tonight's show is called Show Off and Show Out. And, we on here. We're getting it in. C1 Music got us in the familiar. Get at your boy. We're about to get into some, I'm feeling the truth today. I think I'm going to play some of his music tonight and bring out to him and, groove out. So here we go. This is Real Love, C1 Music got us in the familiar. Real Love by the Truth. You heard it first. Holla at your boy. Let's get it.
Got a problem here, and I really know revival starts with me. I'm not here to try to make judgment, no, gotta make some adjustments, yeah, and I wanna go beyond what eyes can see.
I don't wanna love on the surface, no, and I know my love won't be perfect. I wanna love when we close the curtain, so you can see the Jesus in there. I don't wanna love on the surface.
Lately I've been real introspective, trying to get some perspective, yeah, some things I wish I knew. I'm looking at the times that we live in, saying, Father, forgive them. Yeah, they know not what they do.
I don't wanna love on the surface, no, and I know my love won't be perfect. I know I gotta love you on purpose. I wanna love when we close the curtain, so you can see the Jesus in there. I don't wanna love on the surface.
Real love is a bad man, it's complicated. Brokenness and insecurities too complicated. Openness to base impurities are not related. Real love can't calculate it. Yeah, a lot of pain and a sacrifice. Anybody disagree, got some bad advice. This is bigger than romance by the candlelight. Love is not passion, it's passion of Christ. Beyond that, love is owning up, apologizing when you know you hit below the belt. Love until it hurts because it's not enough to only show it when emotions and them bottles up. Okay, I know they think I'm going overboard. Love is not just what you say with your vocal cords. It's what you show to the people that left them open scars. I wanna love you when they close the doors. Come on.
Won't be perfect. I know I gotta love you on purpose. I wanna love when we close the curtains, so you can see the Jesus in there. I don't wanna love on the surface. Trying, but my vision is distorted. I've been fighting too long.
Too long.
I tend to run when things go wrong.
So wrong.
It's easier to just give up.
So easy.
It's only beauty when it's ugly. Trying, but my feelings are distorted. I've been fighting too long.
Too long.
I tend to run when things go wrong. It's easier to just give up, but it's only beauty when it's ugly.
My broken heart's an open target. I'm standing on the wall, they throwing darts in. Is it my fault I'm feeling so exposed? Feel like I'm laying in an open coffin. Sometimes I don't know what to say. Yeah, when we together, it's an awkward space. And I don't do too well with this rejection. So I wanna pack my bags, can I walk away? But I know I cannot get up, please don't push me, I'm on one knee. Only want us to spend time, she don't want my company. Everything is so surface, but I'm trying to see what is underneath. And I know love ain't perfect, but I never knew it'd be ugly.
I'm trying, but my vision is distorted. I've been fighting too long.
Too long.
I tend to run when things go wrong.
I tend to run.
It's easier to just give,
but I wanna get better.
It's only beauty when it's ugly. But my feelings are distorted. I've been fighting too long.
Too long.
I tend to run when things go wrong.
Pressure.
It's easier to
plus
just
pain.
give up.
So unnecessary.
But it's only beauty when it's ugly.
I should've never listened what they told us. They told us love was chocolates and a box of roses. They told us love was bridal gowns and wedding bells. But the darkest side is what they never showed us. Whoever said that it would be this way, they never told me I would need to pray. The picture painted was so rosy, couldn't see the gray. I lit my candles thinking love would be a piece of cake. For relationships that go uphill, try to win but they just fail. They can tend to get messy like red juice when my cup spill. Who can I really trust real? They hurt me and desert me, and I'm trying to figure out what's real. Like Lord, please have mercy, and I'm trying.
But my vision is distorted. I've been fighting too long.
Yeah.
Tend to run when things go wrong.
No more running.
It's easier to just give up.
Stay in the fight of love.
Only beauty when it's ugly. Trying, but my feelings are distorted.
You need to get
I've been
ugly, man.
fighting too long.
Don't give up when they get ugly, man.
Things go wrong. It's easier to just give up, but it's only beauty when
That's
it's
why I'm
ugly.
like, yes, sir. The kind of love I'm talking make the flesh hurt. When friends and family getting on your last nerve, ain't no expert, but emotions is so funny because at first it's all rushing in with excitement, fluttering and it's nice and sunshine and it's rainbows and it's thundering and it's lightning. Chest bumps and handshakes, disappointment and heartbreaks. Can't know what that love about till you've been through that, and it's called grace. When you standing with me in the down times, when the money's low and I downsize, when the screams from the crowd dies. If you love me when it's ugly, then that's beautiful in God's eyes.
My vision is distorted. I've been fighting too long.
Don't give up.
I tend to run when things go wrong.
We give up too easily.
It's easier to just give up, but it's only beauty when
Press
it's
through it.
ugly. Trying, but my feelings
In the hard
are distorted.
times.
I've been fighting too long.
That's when love really counts.
Tend to run when things
In the
go
difficult
wrong.
times,
It's
that's when love
easier
really
to
counts.
just give up,
You never
but
see
it's
the
only
beauty of love
when it's ugly.
till it gets ugly. Yeah.
There is a
C1music.fm, the familiar. It's your boy Deuce. We definitely in the building. You know how we do. All day, every day. I got guests in here tonight. You know, we in here strong, Army strong. Let's see who I got in here tonight. I got Carm in the building. What's going on, Carm?
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I also got Pam in the building. What's going on, Pam?
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. Also got Fran in the building. What's going on, Franny?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing good.
Good. And I got a special guest tonight. First time on the show. Noi, what's going on, Noi?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
How you doing?
I'm feeling great to hear from you.
Good. Now, just out of curiosity, before we start the show off, I know that the Philippines is one of my they follow me, you know, on my show and stuff like that. So my heart goes out to the Philippines, for, you know, what took place recently with the typhoon, and the devastation that has came across the islands over there. I know firsthand of some type of devastation of that, because we haven't seemed to have such devastation as of what they did, but we experienced it here in New Jersey with Hurricane Sandy. And so if it was 10 times worse than what we experienced here and the devastation that we experienced here in the U.S. with Hurricane Sandy, I can only imagine what some of the people are going through who completely lost everything. And I'm hoping that the government is set up to be able to take care of some of the citizens. I know the U.S. sent some aid over there to the Philippines to help out. I was looking. I think the U.S. sent about $2 million over there to try to help out with some relief forces. The Marines are over there helping to clear some of the roads and stuff. I had some of my employees that work for me during the daytime. I finally was able to speak to everybody. It's a good thing. I'm happy that that everybody was able to speak to me. So they're alive and well, but they do have family members missing, and so I gave a lot of people the rest of the week off to hang out with their friends and family and try to. Hopefully, I'm praying that they will be able to speak to some of the family members that they are missing. But from Fran and Noi, being that you guys are there, what is it like right now going over there? With, I know you guys see it on TV and things of that nature.
Yes, sir. It's a very sad thing to hear from the news. And last night, sir, we had a conversation with my husband, and we're very lucky. We're very blessed by God. And although my pastor, come in the house this morning, and we had a meeting about what had happened to that scenario. I hope that all Christians out there to really pray hard and pray to God, have faith. And, things that we do, we can help other people. Not only we can give money or things to support them, but the what they call this, the prayer is much
greater.
much to give.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Fran? You want to say anything? Just a shout out to some of the friends and family and for everybody in the Philippines who
Yes.
listens.
We are so blessed here in Manila that we are not so much affected by the typhoon, but all our prayers are with southern Visayas area, in which they are completely devastated. Most of the areas there, we're trying to help the best that we can. Yeah, and we still need the prayers for fast recovery of that place.
Right. So, I just want to take some quick time to give a shout out to the people in the Philippines who are going through. We definitely here in the U.S. Just praying for you guys and hoping that not only that you guys recover from this, it's a speedy recovery and you guys get whatever assistance that's needed. And I encourage everybody who listens to the show that are from other places. I know here in the U.S. there are many, many different things that you can donate money and stuff to. I know I've donated some money to the NBA Relief Fund. They had I was watching one of the basketball games and they kept talking about it. So I know I gave a few dollars to help out there in the Philippines. And so anybody, if you get a chance to do something, just to help somebody out, again, I was happy that I didn't lose anything when I went to Hurricane Sandy, and they said it was twice as bad as Hurricane Sandy. And I could tell you, when Hurricane Sandy hit us, I was out in the car driving, trying to get to my parents' house, and it was like garbage cans was flying all around and stuff. I was like, man, I gotta go back in the house, man. This is crazy. So I can only imagine. Trees was down everywhere. So, and then, you look on the news here, you see houses in the ocean, and on the highways and stuff. Like, it was crazy. So I seen some of the pictures. I snuck around and seen some of the footage and stuff on the news. And my heart goes out to you guys. So we definitely keep y'all in our prayers. All right?
Okay, sir.
All right,
you.
thank you so much.
Definitely. On another note, tonight's topic is called Show Up and Show Out. So I am going to ask this question to Pam. Before I ask this question, I know one of the callers had asked me, what does play someone out mean? So, play that person out. So, I'm going to ask Khan, why don't you give a definition of what play someone out means?
Basically, to play someone out, that means that you've done them wrong, that you've lied to them or belittled them or tricked them in some type of way.
Right. Good answer. So, with that being said, Pam, I'm going to ask you this question first, and then we're going to bring it around. So, the question is, in the question it says, have you been in a situation where you had the opportunity to play someone out, but you choose not to?
Interesting question.
Interesting.
I guess everybody's in that position if they put themselves in it, but me personally, I try to avoid stuff like that. And
you try to avoid playing people out?
Yeah, I there's just something I just don't want a part of. I don't agree with it.
I hear you. Can you give us an example of a time where you could have played someone out but you chose not to?
I can't think of anything at the moment, but I'm just saying if a person put themselves in that position, it can be done, but I guess it's just up to that individual. Some people don't mind playing games, or some people don't mind being trickery.
Okay. So you say you never played someone out before, and or you never chose to play someone out. So that means that you never did play someone out neither. So you just a goody two shoes over there.
I guess what I'm saying, I choose to pass on situations like that.
I guess. Carm, have you ever been in a situation where you had the opportunity to play someone out but you chose not to?
Yes. An example would be going to the store. I've gone to the store and I've handed the cashier a $100 bill. And they're counting the change back to me, and they give me $100 back in 20s. Now, I could have walked away, and because they gave this to me, but I know that's wrong. They're going to get in trouble. It's not right. I'm basically stealing, even though they handed it over to me. So I let them know that they're wrong, and they said, no, I'm right. Now, at that point, I could have said, well, I did my due diligence. I tried to tell you about your mistake. You know, they're trying to be prideful. And I counted it back to them, and they saw their error, and, you know, they fixed it. But that's the situation where I could have played them out. I had two opportunities to play them out, but I didn't do that. I did the right thing.
All right. I definitely dig you. Was there ever a situation where you did play someone out?
Almost everybody's had a situation where that's happened. Yeah. There's been times where I've done that, more so as a younger adult teenager than as an older adult.
Why did you play them out?
As a teenager, I like to use this phrase, young and dumb, being foolish. Because I was big, I thought I was big and bad enough to do that, so I did. And, of course, I felt bad afterwards, so, you know, I apologized. But that's pretty much the reason.
Gotcha. Fran, what about you, Fran? Have you ever been in a situation where you had the opportunity to play someone out, but you chose not to?
Yes, I think everybody has that kind of experience. Mine was like when I was back in high school. I have a couple of friends where I can play someone out, but I had the opportunity, yes, and some kind of a bully thing, but it chose to be silent about it. You know, I didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
Maybe I've done it, yeah. little of my naughty thing, you know, but just like that, I just did what's I think wrong. I know what I think right, you know, because I don't like to have a karma in the first place.
Right. Yeah. So what about a situation where you did play someone out? I mean, I'm pretty sure you had a situation like that.
Yes, I have, because back when I was in high school, we have this kind of sorority where they asked me to have this initial, what they call this, when you are about to join in the sorority, they have to be initiated or something like that. They bully we bully. I include myself in that. We bully one of the girl, and then when I found out that she is being hurt, yeah, I apologize in behalf of our group.
You say when you found out that she was doing what?
When I found out that she is being hurt upon initiation, yeah, we apologize. Yeah.
So you hurt her.
Mhm. We did, actually.
It's not playing somebody out, though. You actually apologize.
Yeah, we do apologize.
Nah, I want something juicy. Like I know. Yeah, I want something juicy. Like I know you and your son's father probably had some serious arguments, and you had to just stick it to him one time. You know, I want something good. You guys are giving me the watered down versions. Carl was being nice at the store and helped out twice. Nobody never pissed you off, or you just had to stick it to him. Like, yo, enough is enough already.
Because
You know?
Yeah, maybe part of my life. Yes, I have that kind of incident, but as far as I concerned, I don't want to have a long argument, and then I just stick to what I believe is right, and I just want to humble myself in that situation.
There's nothing wrong with that. I know. What about you?
Oh.
Have you ever been in a situation where you had the opportunity to play someone out, but you chose not to?
Maybe, sir, I don't, because, sir, I was born in a Christian family. I was raised by my mother and to a Christian home. And then maybe I can't, what do you call this? If you are a Christian, if you are truly a child of God, me, for I am speaking of myself. I can say that maybe some situations like like in my office, maybe I can explain to playing someone. What's another question? Playing to someone, or I think that is the problem of the young people today. No, but for me, in my in my experience, I never had that kind of experience because
I'm lost. I don't want to cut you off, Noy, but I'm lost. You and Pam never had experiences like that, which I'm going with Fran and Carm. I believe that everybody had an opportunity to play somebody out in their life. I mean, in relationships, whether it's friendships, personal, family members. I mean, there was times where you probably played a joke on somebody just to be funny. I mean, it is opportunities in your lifetime that I'm 100% positive that you ladies, did something that you either could have played somebody else out, but you decided to be nice, or you had done something where you meant to do it, and whether it's to get somebody mad, angry, upset, or just to play a joke with somebody, you did it.
Yes.
It could have been just to be funny. It could have been that you really wanted somebody to, get your point across. You wanted to get your point across. And to me, especially like for instance, you're married. I'm pretty sure you and your husband get into arguments. I'm pretty sure there are times when you say, "Hey, I'm not cooking tonight," and your reason for not cooking is because you want to stick it to him. He got on your nerves the night before, so you're upset at him.
Yeah.
All right, so you can't, so that means you played the husband out. Instead of doing what you normally do, you didn't do it. You didn't cook because you was upset and you had an attitude. That's playing them out. When you could have did it, you could have just went along like everything was fine. So, I mean, you ladies are saying that you never did. I'm not buying that story. You can't sell that one. You can't sell that book to me. I'm not reading it.
Oh, I thought, sir, that it is parang it's a serious thing that nagtatagalog.
No. It didn't have to be dramatic or anything. I wanted you girls to tell me something juicy, like, yeah, my husband was doing this, and
now I get it.
When he did that, I had to play a joke on him because okay, cool, that was funny. You girls are saying, "Oh, I'm a Christian and I would never do that. It's not the Christian thing to do." I'm not buying that story, man. You can't sell that version of the book to me. However, I'm going to show you in the Bible a story where Elijah played some of the other people out. And so let's turn, if y'all can turn with me to 1 Kings chapter 18. And I am going to actually read verses 20 to 40. And we're going to chop it up about this right here. And y'all got to forgive me now. I got a headache tonight. I've sprained my ankle like 2 weeks ago, the day of Halloween. And it's just starting to feel a little bit better. But I didn't wrap it up or anything. So I've been walking with a limp for the last 2 weeks. I'm tired. It's cold outside, you know, and it's late. And I'm dedicated to doing the radio, so y'all got to work with me here. You know? But with that being said, I'm not complaining. I'm going to read this topic, and we're going to get into it. So, everybody knows whoever listens to my show knows that I like to read from the ESV or the Holman Christian Standard. And I am going to read 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 20 through 40. I believe it's through 40. No, through 46. I'm going to read 18 through 46. And just out of curiosity, 20 through 46, I'm sorry. Does anybody know this story or read this story before or anything that it's your lady's first time? Due to the silence, I'm going to say this is your lady's first time.
This is about Elijah, sir. Elijah.
Yeah, it's about Elijah. All right, so let's read. I'm reading verse 20. Does everybody have it? Yes, no, yes.
Yes, sir.
Franny, Pam, do you have it?
Yes, I have it.
Yeah.
Cool. So again, I'm reading from the Holman Christian Standard, verse 20, and it reads like this. So Ahab summoned all the Israelites and gathered the prophets at Mount Carmel. Then Elijah approached all the people and said, "How long will you hesitate between two opinions? If Yahweh is God, follow him. But if Baal, follow him." But the people didn't answer him a word. Then Elijah said to the people, "I am the only remaining prophet of the Lord. For Baal, prophets are 450 men. Let 2 bulls be given to us. They are to choose 1 bull for themselves, cut in pieces, and place it on the wood, but not light the fire. I will prepare the other bull and place it on the wood, but not light the fire. Then you call on the name of your God, and I will call on the name of Yahweh, the God who answers with fire. He is God." And all the people answered, "That sounds good." Let's start right there. Now, how y'all think this is going to play out? This is Elijah. You see these people, back and forth with, oh, they believe in Baal, oh, we believe in God, we believe in Baal, we believe in God. They don't know who to follow. So, what do you think is going on? Like, give me your synopsis of this, Khan.
I actually remember the story after I looked at it a little bit more. Basically, Elijah is trying to be fair, help them decide who they're going to serve, stop being indecisive. So I know it's going to happen, but he's trying to be fair to start off with, and then later they'll find out who the true God is.
So, is he really being fair? He knows what's going to happen.
Well, he knows what's going to happen, but they don't. So he's giving them an opportunity for everybody, for him and them to start off the same.
So he's about to play him out, though.
He is about to play him out, but he's just going to show them that what they're doing is foolish.
But why not just say, hey, what you doing is foolish?
Because they won't receive that. They won't be receptive. If you walk to someone and say, hey, you're being stupid, they're not going to listen to you. But if you give them the opportunity to see it themselves, that's different. They may or may not listen.
All right, so they agree to it. They say, all right, sounds good. Like, this, you came up with this idea, since you want to put your God on the table to our God, let's make it happen. Sounds good to me. So they all agree to it. All right, so let's see how this plays out. Verse 25. Again, we're on 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 25. Right now we're reading. Then Elijah said to the prophets of Baal, since you are so numerous, choose for yourselves one bull and prepare it first. Then call on the name of your God, but don't light the fire. Didn't I read this? No. All right, verse 26. So they took the bull that he gave them, prepared it, and called the name of Baal from morning until noon, saying, Baal, answer us. But there was no sound. No one answered. Then they danced, hobbling around the altar they had made. At noon, Elijah mocked them. He said, shout loudly, for he's God. Maybe he's thinking it over. Maybe has wandered away. Or maybe he's on the road. Perhaps he's sleeping and we'll make up. Pam?
Mhm.
What do you think? Why is Elijah teasing him now?
I'm not sure.
Is he wrong for doing it?
I'm not too familiar with this story, to be honest with you.
But I'm asking you, he is he wrong for teasing them? He's seeing them dancing. They're really serious. They're dancing and trying to get their God to produce fire.
No,
nothing's happening. He's just
wrong,
joking.
But it's
he's
not
clowning
really necessary.
It's not necessary?
I'm not going to say he's wrong, but if that's what he chose to do, I feel he's doing that hoping to help, gain their attention. He wants them to realize what they're doing is a mockery, I'm assuming. Because the God that they're calling out to is not something that they can really rely on or worth calling out to.
Okay. Noe, what do you think, Noe? He mocked them, he shouted, made jokes of him, telling me your God is thinking it over. Maybe he's on the road. Perhaps he's sleeping.
Yes, sir. It's this story is about the faith, our faith, the faith of the Christian, the believer and non-believer, and those who worship to Baal. Elijah, I think that Elijah did not say anything wrong about Elijah mocked them, or he just wanted to show the people that their God is a fake God. Their God is have ears, but not
Listen, I agree with you. I just think that if somebody was putting their heart and soul into doing something, and the person is not achieving the goal, and Elijah is there mocking them, that will make them more angry. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think, friend?
Yeah.
I think that would get them more angry for Let's read further. Look how angry they got. They was dancing. First they was dancing and shouting, and then he goes over there and he start mocking them and saying, hey, your God is asleep. He's pretty much making them look silly. So what they do then, on verse 28, let's read. They shouted loudly and cut themselves with knives and spears according to their custom until blood gushed over them. All afternoon they kept on raving and until the offering of the evening sacrifice, but there was no sound. No one answered. No one paid attention. I mean, ladies, they're dancing and shouting first, having a good old time. Then it got serious because he's mocking them now. Then they go cut themselves and gushing out with blood, and you know what I mean? That's too overly committed. What you think, Con?
I think it was definitely overly committed, but they're following their customs. Because he mocked them, he provoked them to give it everything they had. So when they see what the outcome is, they'll remember this. And it'll evoke a choice from them. They've been kind of sitting on the fence. And because, Elijah called them to a face-off, their God and Baal and the one and true God, and they're working and trying to make it happen, they're going to give it everything they have, and no matter what the outcome is, that they're going to remember this. It's going to make them make a decision.
Right. All right, let's finish reading and see what happens. Remember, now no one's paying them attention, so they're doing all this stuff, and nobody's even paying them attention anymore, so they're just looking silly all the way around. Verse 30 says, Then Elijah said to all the people, Come near me. So all the people approached him. Then he repaired the Lord's altar that had been torn down. Somebody has a lot of background noise going on. All right. Then it says, Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, to whom the word of the Lord had come, saying, Israel will be your name. And he built an altar with the stones in the name of Yahweh. Then he made a trench around the altar large enough to hold about 4 gallons. All right? Verse 33, Next he arranged the wood, cut the bull, and placed it on the wood. He said, Fill 4 water pots with water, and water it on the offering to be burnt on the wood. Then he said a second time, and then they did it a second time. And then he said a third time, and they did it a third time. So the water ran all around the altar. He even filled the trench with water. At the time for offering, even sacrifice, Elijah prophet approached the altar and he said, Yahweh. Let me pause for a minute. Pam, why do you think he filled it up with water? I mean, if you're gonna light something on fire, you don't wet it with water.
I'm not sure.
What do you think, Fran? If you're gonna light it on fire, you don't water it.
I don't know what to do. Yeah.
Why do you think he did that, Con?
Just as bad as he mocked the people who serve Baal, he was doing this for emphasis so they can see what's going to happen next.
So he was showing off how amazing God is?
Basically, he was bragging on God by doing that.
Bragging on God by doing it. Mm-hmm. So he watered the whole altar down, and the animals and all that stuff. The bull, he watered it all down. It was drenched. So let's see what happens. Verse 36. At the time for the offering to even sacrifice, Elijah the prophet approached the altar and said, Yahweh, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, today let it be known that you are God in Israel, and I am your servant, and that your word I have done all these things. Answer me, Lord. Answer me so that these people will know that you, Yahweh, are God, and that you have turned their hearts back. Then Yahweh's fire fell and consumed the burnt offering, the wood stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. Look at that. What do you think about that, Noy? He wetted the thing down. He mocked them, played them out, wetted it down so that it would be impossible for the fire to actually light and burn. And then next thing you know, he said, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, one thing that always stood out to me, Noy, is that God always wanted to make sure that they knew that it wasn't God of Baal, it wasn't God of whatever, it was God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know?
Yes.
You wanted to make sure that's the God. How important was that? How important is it to identify God with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob?
It is important because they are a child of God. Abraham, Isaac. You can read their names from the Bible, and their stories from the Bible, from the Word of God.
Gotcha. I think also because, you know, these people are descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, so, you know, their ancestry, you wanted to keep them in remembrance that, listen, I'm the God that helped your family out all throughout the rough times, the good times, the bad times, you know? So keep that in remembrance. All right, so let's look. Verse 43. Then he said to his servants, go up. No, let's see here. I'm wrong. Where did I start off at? All right, so we stopped at 38. So he said, then Yahweh's fire fell and consumed the burnt offering, the wood, the stones, the dust, and lifted up the water was in the trench. When all the people saw it, they fell face down and said, Yahweh, he is God. Yahweh, he is God. Yahweh, he is God. They was amazed at what happened. You know, to be truthfully honest with you, Pam, let me ask you this question, Pam. Let's say you was there that day, right?
Okay.
You're sitting down chilling. You seeing their face off. These guys are playing themselves out, dancing all day and all night. They end up start cutting themselves. So I know you looking at them like, these dudes crazy. You know? Then this guy comes and put a whole bunch of water all over this animal. You know what I'm saying? He drenched it up. All water all around it. He says a quick prayer, and fire just comes shooting out of the sky and lands right on this animal. And the animal just starts burning up on the altar. I mean, would you would have been on Yahweh, he is God too?
Okay, say that again. I didn't hear everything. The ending part.
Would you have said Yahweh, he is God as well?
Okay, I'm having a problem hearing everything you're saying.
All right, Carm, did you hear the question?
Yes, I did.
Would you have been on your Yahweh, he is God as well?
Knowing what I know now in this day and time, yes. But back then, I probably would have been sitting back watching, like, what's going on. I would have been a little bit nervous. I would know the ball is definitely not it. But I would be interested in this Yahweh if I didn't know who he was.
I'm saying,
if I didn't know who he was, I would...
Just imagine, you're sitting there hanging out, and then all of a sudden a ball of fire just comes shooting out of the sky and lands on the altar, and the altar just started heating up with fire. Like, I don't know. You ain't got to do too much to convince me.
No, I mean, I would believe that he's real, but, I mean, I would be fearful. I'd want to know more about it because I want to make sure that doesn't happen to me. I'm going to follow him and do what I need to do to make sure that, you know, that doesn't happen to me if I disobey or disobedient. Because if he can do that to the altar, what can he do to me?
Right. So I got an important question, Fran. Fran, I got an important question for you.
Yes.
All right, so we see here that Elijah played them out. made a joke and mockery of him. Then he added water, and he proved that his God is God. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. What should have happened next? Should he have given them an opportunity to repent? Like, what would you have done?
If I were in that place,
If you were Elijah and you showed that God is God, what would you have done next?
I will ask them to.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Khan, so you said you would want to know more about this guy, right? So you would have been like, yo, Elijah, he's that guy, right? He's that dude?
Right. He's that dude.
He's that guy.
He's that dude.
Yeah, he is that dude. Keep that in mind. I want you to keep that in mind. Go ahead, Fran. So what were you saying?
I will make him believe. I will make them believe that there is the Lord, there is a God, and then I will prove it to them as long as I can.
You proved it to them already. You just showed them that the fire is the fire. Only God could do that.
Because like Carm, she will take what she sees, but she still want to investigate if it is true or not. So I'm going to prove it as long as I can, because I'll understand that not everybody who sees me in that situation will believe, But on the other hand, yes, aside from that, maybe I will let them know that I'm the real prophet of God or a son of God, maybe. Yeah.
All right, so check it out. This is what he did. Verse 40. Then Elijah ordered them. He said, "Seize the prophets of Baal. Do not let even one of them escape." So they seized them, and Elijah brought them down to the Wadi Kishon and slaughtered them there. So he killed them. Y'all. Then he said, to verse 41, Elijah said to Ahab, "Go up, eat, and drink, for there is a sound of a rainstorm." So it was, I believe it was somewhat of a famine. They didn't have rain for a while. They had water and stuff, which was kind of crazy if he was dumping water on an animal. I know they had been really pissed off. If he didn't have no fire going, he would have would have been a problem for him. But he had that type of faith. I think Noe said this story is about faith in God, right, Noe?
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna have a question for you in a little bit, but so how was Elijah's faith being tested here, in your opinion?
To what he did, like in verse. Wait a minute, sir. Just a minute. Just like in verse 35, he filled all with water and all the stuff. It takes a lot. It takes a great faith to do that.
Right.
To ask from the fire from God, and of course we knew that Elijah is a prophet of God, and God is always talking to Elijah, and had his conversation. I don't know. So it's through prayer and his devotion to God.
Right. So he was a strong believer and firm in God. He wasn't scared of Ahab and his army and all the stuff that Ahab had going on. They had their prophets of 450-some prophets. He was by himself. He made them all look crazy, and he killed 450 prophets that day. 450 prophets died. He didn't give them a chance to repent and do anything. Right? So it says here, so Verse 41, Elijah said to Ahab, go up, eat, drink, and there's the sound of a rainstorm. So Ahab went to eat and drink, but Elijah went up to the summit of Carmel. He bowed down on the ground and put his face between his knees. Then he said to his servant, go up and look toward the sea. So he went up and looked and said, there's nothing. 7 times Elijah said, go back. On the 7th time he reported, there's a cloud as small as a man's hand coming from the sea. Then Elijah said, go and tell Ahab, get your chariots ready and go down so that the rain doesn't stop you. In a little while, the sky grew dark and the clouds and wind, and there was a downpour. So Ahab got in his chariot and went to Jezreel. The power of the Lord was on Elijah, and he tucked his mantle under his belt and ran ahead of Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel. All right, so we see here that faithful is being definitely displayed here by Elijah. He made them look silly. He, he did what he had to do, right? He looked good. Y'all agree?
Agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carm, Pam, y'all agree?
Yes.
Cool. We're going to go into a quick song, and then we're going to come back and finish it up. C1 Music Data Finna Familiar. I'll at your boy. Let's get
Wake up, late feet to the pavement. Running at 100, ain't read, no praying. Needs of my seed got me so anxious. Peeps telling me how I need more patience. And I know it, Lord, I don't wanna go it on my own. Now I know how close the end zone is. Knowing I can flow it, got me feeling more heroic. Now he telling me to run it, but I sure wanna throw it. Knowing that it's your play calling, they got me in a position to take all this. How dare I break off and stray? Long as I've been training for this game, I wish I would throw the ball away. I'm trying to be a better follower, cause true faith don't keep calling audible. And plus I tried on my own, and that's what had me crying at his throne in the first place.
2 steps forward, 2 steps back, it's like I'm running in place. Staying where I'm at, it's the same old path, trying to hold me back. Lord, I need you to. Why don't you just lead me? Lord, I need you to lead me. I need you.
Now I'm up in this predicament due to a whole lot of not listening. Trying to get it in before I got it right. Like I'm a holler at your father, but it's not tonight. Trying to add them in the plans I already made, instead of asking for the plans that heaven laid. But this a game I already played. If I seek him first, I can never be led astray. Alright. New day, do pray. Before I put the brush to the toothpaste, touche. Faith fresh like a new fade. Get up in the word, then grind is my new thing. Put him back in the top spot. Everything falling into place now. Put my feet to the streets like hopscotch. So seasoned, just wait till the rain's down.
2 steps forward, 2 steps back, it's like I'm running in place. Staying where I'm at, it's the same old thing, trying to hold me back. Lord, I need you to. Why don't you just lead me? Lord, I need you to lead me. I need my next breath depends on you. My next heartbeat depends on you. Less of me and more of you. Lord, please lead me in all I do. All I do. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. It's like I'm running in place. Staying where I'm at, it's the same old thing. Trying to hold me back. Lord, I need you to. Why don't you just
C1music.fm, the familiar. It's your boy Deuce. We definitely in the building all day, every day. Now we do. We was reading 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 20 through 46. And we was looking at Elijah. It's breaking down and, deciphering Elijah and what took place with him and the prophets of Baal, where Elijah was representing God and Baal prophets was representing Baal, who was, I guess you want to call a costume figure for Satan. You want to say that? And that's my little mini definition of it. If you trace some of the origins back, you would trace it back to the ruler of Satan. Satan is being the ruler of whatever demon that is that wants to be, exalted. The long story short, we have here God ruling over all things, and we have Elijah exemplifying God and his great power, and he's showing off God, which is nothing wrong with that at all. I don't see anything wrong with him showing off God. So Elijah then, as he shows off God, he then boldly takes 450 men in front of the king and orders 450 men of prophets of Baal killed. And he gets them offed. And then he tells King Ahab to leave, to go when the rain comes and get back, or whatever the case may be. And did I summarize it up right, Pam?
I think so.
Got it. Now, I know Noe was saying that, the story is pretty much about exemplifying our faith. Am I right, Noe?
Yes, sir.
And I know Khan was saying that, if she was Elijah, she would have tried to show more and more her faith in God to try to convert or convince people to follow God. Am I right, Khan?
For the most part, yes.
All right, so I would like for you ladies to turn the page to chapter 19. And I'm going to direct this passage to you, Khan, first, and then I want Noe to answer it afterwards. And I'm just going to read a few verses, and then I want you to tell me, Khan, what's going on here? What's going on? All right?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, so verse chapter 19, we're going to read a few verses, not go too far. So Ahab returned home back to his kingdom, and we see in verse 1, Ahab told Jezebel everything that Elijah had done and how he had killed all the prophets with the sword. So Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah, saying, "May the gods punish me and do so severely if I don't make your life like the life of one of them by this time tomorrow." Then Elijah became afraid and immediately ran for his life. When he came to Beersheba that belonged to Judah, he left his servant there. But he went on a day's journey into the wilderness. He sat down under a broom tree and prayed that he might not die. He said, "I have had enough, Lord. Take my life, for I am not better than my fathers." Then he laid down and slept under the broom tree. Suddenly an angel touched him. The angel told him, "Get up and eat." Let's pause right there. Con, what's going on here? This is the dude that just made fire come down.
Right.
What
here's
happened?
an example of how Elijah was human. That even
He's scared of a girl.
Even the people who have the strongest faith at times doubt their faith, doubt what God can do. For a moment, so he had a lapse of faith at that particular moment, and he got scared.
Of a girl? My man went home and told his wife. King Ahab went home and told his wife. His wife goes and says, I am going to kill you by this time tomorrow. The queen.
Okay, well, Jezebel was a wicked woman. I'm assuming that she had something to do with witchcraft as well. For her to be so upset about it, I think she was a Baal follower, you would think, as upset as she was. And so she was basically just venting and threatening Elijah.
So why did he run, though? He got God on the side. He just killed 450 men. He got God on the side. He just made the water. You said that he should exemplify his faith, right? He should exemplify his faith after he made that miraculous performance and made God look real good. Then he goes and runs and hides. What's going on?
Well, you would think after that he'd be sitting pretty high, thinking really great about the work that he's done and how God has used him. But I guess he's
talking about.
Well, sometimes you get tired doing what God tells you to do things, but sometimes you're just like, when is it going to let up? When am I going to get a break? And he was probably scared. I'm sure the Queen Jezebel has done lots of stuff in the past. He knew her reputation, and his first thought was panic instead of leaning to God first.
I hear you. Let me hear Noy. Noy, what's up, Noy? What happened to all that faith?
I think, sir, as human as Elijah, Elijah was, like great preachers, we hear from great preachers and great pastors. They too had weaknesses. They have strong points and weak points. Maybe this time Elijah show up his faith before on chapter 18, but then I don't know why is that happening to him? But it's a kind of a weak area of his life.
I don't know. He just came off a high. What do you think, Franny? He just came off a big high. He done made God look good, and then he's scared for running for his life. Like, dude, you got God on your side. I mean, what's wrong with you? Talk to me, Franny. What you think?
Yeah, maybe because Elijah is a little bit guilty of what he did, you know.
What did he do?
He is guilty of what he did to show off along with other people, and then somehow he didn't like the outcome of that, you know.
He didn't like the outcome of God?
He didn't like the outcome of what he did, you know.
Nah, I don't know what you mean. He was the one that suggested to spark the fire off. It's just his idea. That was God's idea. It was his idea. It was his man-made idea to show the power of God. And then he said a prayer to God, and God caused the fire to come down and show God off as being the one true God, which I don't see nothing wrong with that. You know, he may not have to mock her, the true God. He didn't have to mock them or make fun of them. And I don't, maybe he knows something we don't know. Maybe they had to, to get everybody else to understand, these demonic prophets had to die. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe they had to die. You know, as an example, to get rid of, maybe they would have tried to taint this miracle that was just performed. So they had to go. That's what I'm saying, they had to go. All right, so you kill 450 men, and you tell the king to go home and eat and enjoy this memorable moment. So the king goes home and he tells his wife, and his wife sends you a letter like, yo, I'm going to kill you by this time tomorrow, and you run off scared. Like, I just don't get it. Pam, talk to me. What's up?
Well, the only thing I can come up with, or my conclusion would be the time when he was joking or making mockery or whatever. He should have been using that time wisely as far as praying, or I think he lost his faith. He was into himself. He was not allowing God to be God in his life. So it's kind of like when you get into yourself or you allow flesh to take over. The flesh is not strong alone, and he didn't have God with him. So
what do you mean? At what point in time
I feel like he lost his faith. You know,
at what point?
He was. I think it was around the time after he came off the high. You know, the high show off that who God were. And my opinion.
He showed off God who God was. Then he prayed a prayer 7 times, and God performed the rain.
I agree. Okay, I can agree with that, and I can get that from this. But still, even after that, I feel like he lost his faith. He didn't continue to allow God to be there with him, and it's kind of like we're flesh and blood, and sometimes when you lose your faith and you don't have that strength or God or whatever to be there for you, it will cause you to be afraid. And I feel like he lost his faith, and he didn't have God with him, so he was afraid. That's just my conclusion.
I hear you, but calm. I mean, what you just perform a miracle like that? What can cause you to lose your faith? That's sad. I mean, you performed a big miracle in front of everybody, and then you performed another small miracle in front of everybody. Right after you performed your big one. And what other proof do you need to stay focused? Con?
What I'm thinking maybe isn't just necessarily lost his faith, but after God has worked some wonderful miracle in your life, maybe he thought that, okay, I got this now. You know, God's worked this through me. I can handle this one. And maybe he thought, okay, I can handle this. And then if you're thinking in your flesh you can handle something, you find out that you can't, you panic. I mean, the fleshly thing to do is to panic instead of going to God. You have to use the wisdom God gives you, use your spiritual mind to follow him. So maybe that's the case.
He did go to God. He went to God and said, yo, I quit.
Well, that wasn't a attitude to have. I mean, that's like the flesh talking saying, I quit. Now, he fled from Jezebel to save his life, and then he goes and tells God, hey, I quit. I'm done. Take my life. Well, he was ready to save his life from Jezebel.
He prayed that he might die. He wanted to die.
Well,
Verse 4. But he went on a day's journey into the wilderness. He sat down under a broom tree and prayed that he might die, he said. I have had enough, Lord. Take my life, for I am no better than my father. This man wanted to end his life, all because the girl was coming. Listen, Jezebel had to be one serious chick, man.
She had to have been. Evidently, she was a lot tougher than her husband Ahab.
That was one serious chick right there, man. Oh man, she made jokes on the end of life. You should have been. I mean, we all know that. We all heard Jezebel's name before. and associates it with her being crazy and wicked. I'm just trying to find out why King Ahab, he should have been more scared of King Ahab. But the Bible doesn't say it in that way. But why would he be more scared of the queen than the king? The king technically is the one with the power. You know? Technically speaking. But it sounds like Queen Jezebel is the head honcho. She the one that makes the threats. She the one that makes it happen. She made it happen enough. If he could tell the king, yeah, man, you know what? Leave in a couple minutes, man. I'm about to make it rain. And kill all his 450 men in front of the king. If he felt comfortable enough to do that, why are you running from a note from the queen? Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me, Franny.
Hi. What's that again?
Talk to me, Franny.
Yes. I'm
Well,
here.
I mean, why? Franny? You ladies sound confused here. Y'all all right? Am I messing with y'all too much? Somebody give me something. I mean, somebody give me something solid.
Mm-hmm.
You know? We got nothing? I can't figure it out.
I don't know. Actually, seriously, I get confused.
What are you confused about?
I'm confused about Jezebel.
Why are you confused about Jezebel? Her name just came out one time.
Because she suddenly sent the messenger to Elijah, and then yeah.
So what are you confused about? It sounds like you understand what's going on.
Maybe she wanted to experience what was Ahab sin with Elijah.
Yes. No, I don't think she want to experience it. She's mad that her 450 prophets is dead. She don't want to experience that again. She want Elijah dead.
Mm.
She said, may the gods punish her and do so severely. That's real talk radio right there.
All right.
Yeah, like, yo, if your head ain't on the stick, she making a promise. She determined to off him. Y'all kind of funny to me. Yeah. So I guess the funny thing about this is, do y'all even know how the story ends?
No.
Something you guys need to read up on.
No.
What about you, Noah?
This is the first time I heard the story, so.
It's the first time you heard the story before?
Yeah, honestly, yes.
What about you? You know the story? You know how this ends?
Yes.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Pam?
It's been a while since I've heard this story, and I'm not real familiar with it. It's kind of distant with me, so I don't really, I can't recall the ending.
Right. Carm, I don't really want you to get the answer right now, Carm. I don't really want you to get the answer, you know. What I want you ladies to do, being for the people who never read the story before, I think y'all should actually read the story. you know, and report back to Deuce on the radio or answer some questions on the show and share your knowledge with everybody. But
Yeah,
overall, say that again?
yes, I said I guess so because this is new to me and maybe I have to read it over again to be able to
Yeah.
understand what was happening in the story.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much you explained it, though. You said that Ahab went to Jezebel. Jezebel sent him a letter. The letter said, I'm going to kill you by tomorrow. Elijah went off running. Ran for his life. He went to God and prayed that God take his life. He went and said to God, God, take my life before Jezebel does. What kind of request is that?
To me, that's crazy. You're running because you don't want your enemy to kill you, but then you're going to ask God to take your life? I'm about self-preservation. I don't want to lose my life, period. I'm kind of attached to it, so I don't want my enemy to kill me, and I'm going to pray to God that he spares my life. I don't want him to take it. I may be tired of what's going on. Lord, make the situation leave or give me the strength to make it through, because if it's...
But this your guy. This your guy. This your guy who you said, I want to be like Elijah, displaying my faith at all times. That's my guy. You said that earlier. I said I'm going to come back to you for that. Remember?
Well, now, I didn't necessarily say that I want to be just like Elijah. Elijah
I
had
know,
to give some hard messages to people, so I don't want exactly how he had it, but definitely he displayed it, and he showed what God can do, but he also had a very weak moment almost immediately after, it seems.
Well, I would love for you ladies to actually read the story, though, and tell me how it ends. Elijah's exit strategy was perfect. But, you know, I don't get it. I don't see how he would be scared of Jezebel. Scared of a woman over a man. Wow. What you think about that, Noe? There are men that are scared of women, huh? Even
Yes.
even the prophets. Even the prophets are scared of women, huh? I don't know. Y'all wanna say any last words? Fran, you got any last words you want to? I'm gonna call out the names from Fran. Do you have any last words you would like to share?
Nothing much. Let's just read this over and then let's discuss it some other time. Yeah. Have to learn with Elijah, you know.
Right. Elijah was a great prophet in this time. He was a great prophet.
I heard that.
All right. So what happened? What happened on this day? Yeah. Noe, what about you? You got any last words, encouraging words you want to let everybody hear you, you know, enlighten their minds, you know, about having faith?
Yes, sir. Maybe the life of Elijah is really an example, best example of faith, one of the great prophets during his times. But you know, I just want to share. We are talking about faith in God. If you read the whole chapter of 1 Kings 18 and even 19, it's all about the faith in God. It's we all know that faith is something that we cannot see, or it is the unseen thing. And if we really acknowledge and if we we put our trust in the Lord, our heart will see the greatness and the power of God, and that He showed it in the story of Elijah. Elijah proves that God is a powerful God, that even the impossible things will be possible to God. Just like Elijah, if we put our faith in God and not just with our own understanding and knowledge, but seek God's wisdom and God's will, then God will do great things more of what we expected to happen. So maybe as human as He is in His strongest point and weak points, as the same with us, we have sometimes great faith to God, and sometimes we fail to be a good Christian or a good follower of God. But eventually, you will learn, hear again God's word, hear from His lessons from the Word of God. Then still you'll be encouraged, and you have the courage to stand in your faith.
Cool. What about you, Carmen? Any encouraging words?
Yes. There is nothing that you can't do with God. So trust in Him, even if you're the only one standing. He won't leave you hanging. And sometimes, like with Elijah, you may have an identity crisis in your walk with God, but He's never had an identity crisis. You come to Him and He'll work it out.
Okay, any last words, Pam? I guess we lost Pam.
Oh, I'm here.
You fell asleep on us?
No, I was listening.
Okay, any last words?
No, I just enjoyed the story.
Got it. Well, I to be honest with you, ladies, chapter 18, I believe that there was a drought going on, and Elijah's first encounter during this drought was with the young lady, and he showed God to be faithful to him during the time in his encounter, and then he moved on and he reappeared into the public eye and shared God with the public and displayed God's power and that there's only one true God. I think that the moral of this story, at least for this up until this point, is that every chance you get to share God with somebody, you should do so. You know, and I think that what we see here is also, you know, even the most powerful men who are powerful in God also have challenges in their lives as well. You know, and we have to use even Elijah in all the faith. He had times where he struggled. We have to use him even as an example to, even when we get into situations where we get on a high and then something happens, and you know, you can't worship God only when you're on a high. You know, you got to do it when you're in the low, and you have to seek God, and sometimes God got to whip you back in shape. You know, more of the story here is, man, you have to always build your relationship with God, a solid foundation, so that when you want a mountain to move, you can be like Elijah and make mountains move. You know, you can cause fire to rain down, and you can destroy your enemies. You know, and even when the enemy try to attack back, you want to not be like Elijah, an example, and lose faith, but you want to, you know, gain your faith and keep your faith. Elijah gets his faith back, and there's some other things that happen in the story. I would like for you ladies to read that on your off time, and I thank you ladies for sharing tonight, keeping the show live and keeping it going. On the last note, please, for everybody, pray for the people in the Philippines that are going through while we're listening to the show. Our hearts and our prayers go out to them. And I hope that, they get back to a speedy recovery. On that note, we're signing off C1 Music Style. I appreciate you ladies for listening in and joining the conversation. And, you know how we do. C1 Music, The Familiar. We out of here. Holla at your boy. Peace.
How many people going to that great city? Let me hear you say. Yeah. Let me hear you say. Man, I love my city and I love my life. Ain't always pretty and life is too short to be acting all petty. And I ain't got it all, but I always got plenty. Yeah. So why should I complain when I could just pray if I ain't got it in the bank? And I could just pray if I'm granny in pain. And I got my umbrella if I'm standing in the rain. That's protection throughout the stormy nights. When life is crazy, that's when its glory's bright. Then I'm reminded through all the pain, as much as I love living, that it's more than life. Come,
but everything is okay. Still looking forward to the day.
Looking forward.
But I'm not a stranger. There is no danger. In the city of
hope.
In the city of hope. In the city of hope. In the city of
Let's go. Can't wait to get there. Yeah. Can't wait to see you, Jesus. Let's go. I put on for my city and I live in the burbs where the streets ain't gritty and got low land. I ain't trying to be giddy, but I'm grateful to the Father for everything you give me. Yeah, cause everything ain't bad. Life can be good if you take the right path. She can be cool if you're sitting on cash, doing good for yourself when your foot is on the gas. But the good life still ain't good enough. And life is full of things that are pulling us. But we keep our eyes to the skies. With Jesus, I would advise you keep looking up. Go.
But everything is okay. Still looking forward to that day when I'm not a stranger and there is no danger. In the city of hope. In the city of hope. In the city of hope. In the city of
Everybody say, three gates in the west, 3 gates in the east, three more in the north, another 3 in the south, 24 at his feet. I can hear the critics say, what if all of this is in vain, but I guarantee that it's not. You said Jesus better stop, Jesus got it from the grave, that there is the proof, that one day me and you will go down into the grave and never being afraid, cause we will all do the same. Yeah, if you're here tonight, put your hand up high. You don't ever have to cry. We'll meet him up in the sky and forever be alive. Yeah, in the city of hope, in the city of hope, yeah, of hope, in the city of hope, yeah, of hope, in the city of hope, yeah, city of, in the city of.